Okay, today we'll be doing a skill check video. So to start off, can you confirm your name and date of birth?
Alex Caban, February 16, 2002.
I'm Ty Savage, a physical therapist. Is it alright if I work with you today? So to start off, could you take off your hoodie, and are you okay taking off your shirt so I can feel for your heartbeat?
Yeah.
So first place is going to be on the right side at the second intercostal space. And that's going to be the aortic valve. And then we're going to come to the left side in the second intercostal space. Listen for the pulmonary. And then we're going to drop down to the fifth intercostal space for the tricuspid. And then we're going to move more out to the mid-clavicular line, and that's going to be the mitral valve. Listen for S1, S2. We don't really want to hear any S3, S4. S3 can happen if you're like an athlete, but that sounds pretty normal. So now we're going to move on to lung auscultation. So I'm going to have you take deep breaths in while I basically do the same thing with the stethoscope. There's going to be a few more, and we're going to do 2 breaths per location. So, using the diaphragm of the stethoscope, can you breathe in? Again. Can you stand a little straighter up? Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on the back. So if you could turn around for me. Now move your hair. Right around that T3 level is when we'll be switching from the upper lobes to the lower lobes. Okay, that sounded pretty good. You can turn back around. So now we're going to go through a few different types of breathing styles. Yeah, you can put your shirt back on. The first one, just because all the other ones kind of involve this breathing, we're going to go over diaphragmatic breathing. So we're going to have our hands on the stomach, and when we breathe in, we don't want it to be up here, like we want it down here like that. So and we're just going to do that for about 30 seconds. Looks good. So that's going to be incorporated in the next one we're going to do, which is active cycle breathing. So to do that, we're going to basically breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. And we're going to do that. And then the very last breath, we're going to exhale, almost trying to cough. So we'll do it 2 cycles, and then the 3rd cycle, we're going to try to cough. So breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, force that exhale. Okay, and then the last breathing thing we're going to go over is called pursed lip breathing. That's a little tough for me to say, but to do that, we're going to breathe through our nose for like 2 seconds. So hold for about 2 seconds, and then almost like you're trying to whistle but not quite, do a. That should be about 4 seconds. And we'll do that a few times, just see if you can do it right, and then we'll move on to some coughing techniques. So do it a couple more times. Okay, so for the first coughing technique, I'm going to assist you with it. So we're going to almost inhale and then try and cough out like we just did, and I'm going to apply some pressure right under your ribs and up to see if we can't almost push that diaphragm to help with the cough. So, do you mind if I put my hand right here? Okay, I'm going to use the heel of my hand. So breathe in, and then start to exhale. Okay, the next one, which I think you might find a little bit easier, is you're going to do that. So I like to do a hand or a fist of my hand right there, and the same thing where you're breathing in, and then as you exhale, you're perfect. So after that, we're going to go into postural drainage. So you have 3 positions for your upper lobes. The first one is going to be, well, since you're already seated like that, we're going to do posterior. So I'm going to give you these 2 pillows. I remember what I didn't grab. The gunny. Where's my bag? So we want to be at about 30 degrees to get posterior upper lobe. So lean, have those more on your knees and then lean forward. And just making sure that torso is a little bit back about there. It's 30 degrees. And then we'll do that position. And while we're doing these, I would be doing the cupping and vibration, but we'll do that on the last position. So after that, we'll do apical. So I'm gonna take these 2 pillows and set them here. Can you sit almost recline with that? scoot up a little bit, more the other way, please. So we want this also at 30 degrees, but you're a little more reclined. So scoot your butt a little bit closer to the pillows. There you go. And this is for the apical, where again we just went 30 degrees. And then hold this for a little bit, do the same cupping and vibration, or percussion and vibration. And now after this, we'll move to the anterior. So we're just gonna lay supine. I'm gonna take one of these pillows and put it under your knees and hook line. And this will be the anterior portion of your upper lobes. And then we'll move on to your middle lobes, which is your lingula on the left and your middle lobe on the right. So can you lay on your right side for me? So this will be working on the lingula, and I'm gonna have this pillow more tucked behind your back so that it is quarter sitting. And then in this position, we're gonna measure the table from the ground. And it is 22 inches off the ground. So we're gonna wanna raise that by 16, which is gonna put us at 38 inches. Hope I measured the wrong side, but it should still be the same. Okay, so that's 38 inches, which is 16-inch incline. So this will be for your lingula. And then we're gonna move to the other side and do the same positioning. That'll be for your right middle lobe. And these are in that quarter supine. So we're gonna sit like that, do the percussion and vibration, and then we'll move on to the next ones, which is gonna be 20 inches of incline. So 4 more inches, which will put us at 42. There. And with this, we're going to start in side line completely. And these are for the lower lobes. This is the anterior portion of your lower lobe. So it'd be this way. And then we would do it same thing on the other side for your left lung, lower lobe. And then we will move to quarter prone. So I'm gonna take this pillow and have it tucked here. And you're gonna kind of roll a little bit more over on that. And this will be for your lateral lobes of your lower lobes. And the same thing, this is for your right side. We would roll you over and do it on the left side. And then for posterior, I'm gonna take this pillow and we're gonna be completely prone. You need more cushion for your head. And then the last one, we're gonna stay prone and I'm gonna lower you all the way down. Okay. Now that we're done with that, we're going to move on to the percussion and then ventilation. So we'll say it was your right middle lobe, so, or Actually, I'm gonna put you back into a upper low posterior position. So if you could sit on the edge of the bed. And then hold these two pillows. Do you mind sitting in this chair for me? And that 30 degrees leaning forward, and I'm doing it on the lobe I want to work on, and we're just doing that cupping like this, and we're trying to do 100 to 480 beats per minute for 3 to 5 minutes. We'll only do it for a minute for time's sake with the video, but we want to do this through each lobe of the lung in each position that we just did. But we want to make sure that hand is cupped as we do it, because we're listening for sound. Okay, and then we'll do vibration. So breathe in, and as you exhale, I'm gonna do this until she's done, and we're gonna do that 3 to 4 times. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One last time. Okay, and that is everything. And we would do that on every lobe in every position. Thank you. Bye.